I'm so tired. I am so tired of gatekeepers. And I know you are too. Now, when it comes to traditional publishing, there's no worse gatekeeper. I promise you. There's no worse gatekeeper than traditional publishers. So I'm today saying refuse to be traditional, refuse to be like everybody else doing the same old things when it comes to creating your content. We no longer have to do that. I'm telling you, we can take it into our own hands. And today I'm going to show you exactly how you can take into your own hands publishing your own books. And I'm going to say this in less than a day. Oh my gosh, Randy, I can't believe you're saying that. Less than a day. Nobody does that. You want to bet? We've got the tools now that we can publish fast. And now, if you saw my video earlier today, I did that for some of the people that are inside of the course. If you saw my video from earlier today, it talked about speed, getting to speed. We got to be able to do things faster than anybody else so that we don't have to be like everybody else, so that we can be different than everybody else, and that we can do more stuff than we can be more. That's one of the things I want to talk to you about today. So, the reason why I'm talking about this is because I say this right here. I says, listen, if we're going to go out there and we're going to take all of these beautiful ideas that's up here in your head and we're going to get them out there into the public's hands so they can maybe put some money in ours, then we got to do fast. And I'm going to be showing you some of the ways, some of the tools that I use, some of the tips, some tricks, some templates, all that kind of stuff that you can get out there and publish your stuff fast. Now, I've published a lot of stuff. I used to go through the traditional way. Yeah. And guess what? It would take forever. We don't have to do that anymore. We are all done with doing things traditionally, like everybody else, being boring. Man, oh man, oh man. I'm telling you, we've got some really good opportunities. Now, I'm going to show you all the tools that we're going to use. One of the tools that I want you to think about as you're thinking about publishing your book in less than a day is going to be in Kindle Create. So I'm going to show you Kindle Create real quick. Here's how it looks. So Kindle Create is right over here. You go over to kdp.amazon.com, Kindle Create, or you just put it into Google, Kindle Create, and it'll literally show up for you. Once you put it over here, it's going to show up. Y'all can see this, right? So all you're going, we're going to download it if you work on a laptop or whatever it is, or, you know, for my Mac users, yeah, you got something too. So you just download it. And then once you download it, at least you now have the ability to take a raw file and create it just like Kindle likes it. They like their stuff in EPUB. But if you're going to have somebody print it out and then, send it to them in hardcover or something like that, then what you want to do is you want to use a PDF, which is pretty standard. All right, let's dive into this, showing you exactly how we're going to be able to create this stuff in less than a day. Create your book in less than a day. I'm telling you, we have to take these kind of things into our own hands now, because that good information, that thing that you get in the middle of the night, you know what I'm saying, right? You get an idea and you go, wow, that might work. I think that might be a good idea. And then in the morning time, have you ever noticed this? You get this great idea. You might even write it down like I do. I use these 3x5 cards all the time. So they're sitting on the edge of the bed. They're sitting, around everywhere. So you ever notice though, that if you get up, all of a sudden the day just makes a coward of us all. It's like all of a sudden you start thinking about the stuff you have to do, and that good idea that you got in the middle of the night, it gets nothing. It becomes a card that you put down somewhere, or if you did it electronically, it just becomes in your Evernotes or something like that. Hey, we're blowing past all that. I want you to be able to get your stuff out there fast. So I want to show you how to break past all of the traditional ways and all those gatekeepers that we've been told that have to be there. No longer, man. Like I got a buddy, Matt, he's in the movie business and he's coming to that same realization. he's a screenwriter and producer, he's coming to the realization that stuff can be done so fast. And what he's doing is leaning all the way into it. I'm going to be talking more about Matt coming up, not today, but I'm going to be talking about some of the things that he's doing to get past all of the gatekeeper that we have been told that keeps us from creating our art. Let's stop that. All right. So I'm going to show you a couple of things. The one I'm going to show you first is this right here, this Kindle download. You get a chance to download this right here, this Kindle Create. And then what you can do with that is you can create something really interesting from that. Let me go ahead and see if I can find it over here. When you create from that, I'm going to show you a couple of tools actually. There's another tool that I use that does a better job, but this Kindle Create is free, so why not take it? Now, what you'll want to do is you want to go from your raw file. I'll give you an example. Let me just show you a raw file. So if I showed you a raw file, this is from another book that's coming. This is a part of the Monetize Your Life series of books. And I just finished one today, and none of this ChatGPT garbage either, right? I actually finished the book that came from me, and I use the tools necessary to like do some other things with it, but it don't write for me. Forget that, man. So here it is. In this particular way, we got a raw file. So that might be you, right? You might have just a Google document. I strongly, strongly, strongly recommend putting it in a Google document because you can do so many other things with it. I'll be talking about that coming up. But anyway, so this particular book is called, How to Turn Conversations, Clients, and Chaos into Cash Flow. Okay, a part of the Monetize Your Life series. Now, what we'll do with that is, and I'm gonna just give you a little bit of a tip here. Look at this. So we would just go, when we go to share it, when we go to download it, we want to download it in a particular file, not PDF for this. We want to make sure that we put it in a Word document because when we push it up to some of these other tools, we'll want them to be like this. They won't handle PDFs well, right? Now, I used to find this out when I would send my books over to have them treated. In other words, they would take the PDF and then they would do all this stuff that I'm literally getting ready to show you. But guess what happens? During all that time, a lot of time goes by. Next thing you know, you're like, man, where is my book? Well, time goes by like crazy. Your book's not done. You want to move on to another one. You got all these things that's telling you no, and it gets on your nerves. So that's why we're blowing past. Seriously, we're just blowing past gatekeepers. And if we're going to be out there creating art, creating our art, putting our books out there, putting our digital products out there, we don't want anybody telling us nothing. We're grown, right? That's what I'm saying. All right, so let me show you this. So this is, again, the raw file. What you want to do, again, if we're going to be using Kindle Create, we're going to use Kindle Create. It's pretty good. It's pretty robust. I just was playing with it a little bit. I use another tool. I'll show you that here coming up. But this Kindle Create's not too bad. I think, within a day of ideation and creation and all that, you can get it done pretty well. And now that we've got some of the tools that we have available to us, they'll be our editors. That's the key part, right? Do not let your LLM, ChatGPT, none of them, don't let it write for you because it's pulling from too many different things and it's just muddy in the water, man. You want it coming from you. I'm going to show you some ways that you can get it just coming from you very, very easily. Right now, let me show you this right here. Here's one that I just did this morning. And let me see if I can pull this up real quick for you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close out some of these things because I know it'll start pulling on some of the power here, right? So let me go ahead and show you this right here. This one is going to be KDP. Yeah, there it is. Oh, no, that's not it. I got to go to a window. All right, here it is right there. So this one is going to be over in the KDP. Now, this right here, oh no, actually what I have is I've got this over in, I had to take it from a PDF. That's what it was. I had to take it from a PDF and then I had to put it back into a Word document. Now that was a kind of a pain in the butt because this is what happens. When you create something cool and you put nice, cool colors on it and all that kind of stuff, I had to crack it, put it back into a Word document format so that I can then get it over to these tools that I'm going to be showing you and talking about and it just, it adds a little bit of time, but keep in mind, even though it's adding time, the beautiful part of this is that nobody is gatekeeping you. Nobody is in your way. We have green lights to just create like crazy. And I know you got books in you. Anytime you're talking, you're writing. I'm just saying, right? Now we want to write not gibberish, so hopefully you're not out there talking gibberish. But if we can talk, then we can create very, very quickly. And that's what we want to do, right? We want to be able to create stuff like that. So this is the one that I did earlier today, and it's called the Bamboo Principle. And it's pretty good. I like it. I got different images in there. I put all kind of cool stuff in there. I put links in there, and that's what we want to do. When we put links in our stuff, we have 100% full control over how this book earns for us. And that's the key consideration. Can this book earn for us? Is it out there with links in it and all that kind of stuff? People click on the links. We're an affiliate for different things that the book is talking about. That gives us a chance to earn even past what traditional publishers tell you. Well, you get people buying your book, and then, we'll keep this much because we put so much in, and then maybe you'll get a check. I'm just saying, right? Now, if you're a big time author, even if you were a big time author, I would say if you're a big time author, you absolutely want to do your own stuff. Why? Because the split is different. And you're going to be utilizing some of the same tools that guess who else is? Them. It's like the music industry. Really? Yeah. You get a better bag when you control your own IP. Don't forget those words. You control your IP. And that's what this play is all about, controlling your own IP. Like I do. I control my own IP. And as a result of that, I can put it into all kinds of different things. That's what I wanted to share with you. Because I can control it, I can put it into whatever I want. All right, so I'm going to close this out because I want to make sure that I keep everything clean and that you can see all this stuff really, really good. All right, so one of the next things that we're going to do is, and we have the ability to do, is not only create from the file itself, but then again, we get to put it into these tools. This next tool I'm going to show you is one that I use all of the time, and I love it, man. It's beautiful. Watch this. So I'm going to show you exactly what you can do, how much control that you have, so that you can write. If you want to write 4 books a day, now I wouldn't recommend that because that's quite a bit. Well, but could you? Think about this for a minute. And I'm going to make sense out of this for you. So let's say, you get all fired up, right? And you're going to use your handy dandy tool like this. It's just a Sony recorder. I didn't put that in the description field, but you'll see some other tools that I use in the description field. What I'm showing you are tools that I use. The tools in the description field, if you're watching this on YouTube, this is stuff that I use. And you get a chance to see it. So you don't be like, oh, this guy is, he's full of canal water. There's no way I can write 2 books in a day. Are you serious? You talk more in a day. You talk 2 books in a day. Imagine if you're on a sales call. You're a salesperson and you're on sales calls. Keep this by you. Why? Because you're giving really good pieces of information to people because you're trying to eat, right? And because you're trying to eat, then you're saying things and you're kind of having a ball and you're enjoying things and you're relating to people. Well, those are tips. Those are tricks. Those are templates that once you say it, you then can teach it. You close the sale. You said, hey, here's how I close the sale in 56 seconds. I would love to know that. I don't want you to regurgitate that from your mind. I want you to be able to have recorded it, then put it in some kind of format that I can read whenever I feel like it. Y'all get it? That's why I'm showing you this stuff. Now, look at this. Okay, this is called Atticus. And what I'm going to do, none of that designer stuff. I've used designer before to create some ebooks and sorry, Paul, but anyway. So here's what we're doing. Look at this. I got my title page, copyright page, contents page, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, and I get to design it the way I want to. Now watch this. I go in here and I put all the stuff in and I says, hey, look, I would like it to look like this. I would like it to have this kind of thing. Y'all seeing what I'm doing here, right? And it's telling me that on iPad it's going to look like this, on everything else is going to look like other stuff. So we go Galaxy, we say iPhone, we say iPad, we say Kindle Fire, all of these different things. It'll show you how it would look on those things. But a lot of people read stuff on their iPads. Very good. So it says, hey, you want your chapter titles to look like that? Great. Click in there. Look at that. And says, well, what would you like? You would like something different? You have the ability to adjust and adapt. What if you wanted some imagery behind that? Look at this. Right now you have some other flexibility because you can go in here and you can change the theme out. That's one of the points. That's full control, everybody. I'm telling you, I'm not having any gatekeepers tell me what I can and cannot do, how fast I can and cannot do them any longer. We're past those stages. We are now doing this kind of stuff. Now, look at this. So we got this, we get our book, and then what we're going to do next is we're literally going to export it as a PDF, and we're going to export it as an EPUB. That's one of the key parts, right? So we want to make sure that we do it both ways. We export it as a doc file, or it tells us what kind of file you want to export it as. Because remember, if we're going to send it over to Kindle, it has to be in a EPUB format. Otherwise, they're not going to take it. So you see here, we can do chapters. I love doing chapters because when I'm selling it, then what I may say is, hey, if you really like this, I'll give you a free chapter. If you really like it, grab the rest of the book, kind of a thing. Sometimes you can take chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, sell them individually, right? Who made that famous? Yeah, remember that little old device? So now you can buy a song. You don't have to buy the whole album, because you remember what happens. You used to buy the whole album, and the whole album be like, okay, you got 3 songs on here and I just paid $20. No more of that. We can sell individual chapters. What if chapter 1 is just so on fire? It's got so much good stuff that you go, I think I can sell that for 99 cents, 97 cents, 88 cents. You've got the ability to do that. Oftentimes people will say, hey, well, I'll buy this for 88 cents. And then you upsell them on the rest. Are y'all getting it? You sell a whole bunch of them, you make a bag. Now, again, the results are not typical, implied, guaranteed, or even promised. What I'm telling you right now is for educational purposes, not giving you any financial advice. But I'm saying, if you've got these books out there because you don't have gatekeepers anymore, you got these books out there working for you, could that be something that you can take to the bank? We got to get some music on this one. Oh my gosh, yes. Let's go ahead and grab this. Think you're getting a chance to see what I'm talking about? Yes. We got the books. We can create them the way we want to. Take it from a raw file. Now watch what I show you next. What I'm going to show you next is how we would take a book like this and we would turn it into a flip book. That is another value proposition, another point of value. We turn all this stuff into flip books. We put our links in there the same way. We now have multiple opportunities and multiple ways to present information, but it's being presented a little bit differently. That's what I want you to see, is that we no longer have to wait for the traditional publishers to tell us, oh, we're going to do at best, get this, at best, what we're going to do is hardcover, softcover, workbook. Be like, that's it? Nah, man. We say, I want a flip book. I want people to be able to have some fun. I want some interactivity with this thing. That's what this opportunity allows us to do too. Because we can go fast, we don't have to wait. We can create this kind of stuff as well. And that's what I expect you to be out there doing. All right, so let's jump back into a couple other things. I'm going to show you some other stuff that we then do to start selling it. I've given you the facts. Facts are, we no longer have to wait. Fact number 2, that we can sell individual chapters. You think a traditional publisher is going to do that? That's why we don't wait. We get out there and we create what we want to create, how we want to create it, so that we can get out there and share the wealth of knowledge the way we want to. That's what I'm saying to you. Why? If you had something that looked like my stuff here, and I've got way more than that. Imagine if you just spent the day recording your thoughts, using your little tools, taking those tools, getting it edited out real quick, using a GPT to edit. Do not use a GPT to write it. You've got your book in a day. You've got 2 books in a day. You got 3 books in a day. You got 4 books in a day. I don't know. That's up to you. You want to go that fast? You can put pen names on there if you want to. I'm telling you, this is how people are making money right now. And I'm telling you, this is a business. It is not, these are the bricks. These are the foundations. I am not giving you financial advice. This is for educational purposes. People that try to make money doing this kind of stuff sometimes make nothing. Right? But let me show you, if you can intellectually say, I get it. If you can say that, then like and subscribe to the channel, send it to some people and says, this guy, he's doing it. He's showing us so much stuff. Now, this all goes away after December. I'm going to be, I did 2 today. I did 2 lives today because there was some good information out there that I had to say right away. And I did it actually inside of the community, and I did it inside or just live. So you can see that too. But if you're digging what I'm doing here, like and subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate it. I really want your help. All right, let me show you some of the other stuff that we can do. Now, how we're going to sell this stuff. You say, well, we're going to put it on a landing page, right? If you look in the description field inside of YouTube, you see that I've left some links for you on things that I use. Look at this. Here's the whole book right there. Bam. Save. Now, if I want to look at it a little bit differently, I would do like this. I would say, okay, cool. That looked a little off center. Well, it's not off center. It was just that tab was in the way. So look at this. Monetize Your Life series book. What if the reason you haven't made it yet has nothing to do with your hustle? Wait, what? It doesn't? Nope. It has everything to do with other things. You're measuring the wrong things. And this is the book itself. Goes on to a landing page. Pretty simple one. It's got some words on there. The words are very, very SEO, AEO, and AIO friendly. $4.93. I like to have stuff that's under $5. You know, I like to do $19.93 as well. You click on it, you get the book. I publish it myself. That's exactly it. I'm telling you, the rest of this stuff is headaches. Going the traditional route, unless you're, like I say, you know, you're an actor, you're a big name and all that kind of stuff, and you want to do it that way, but you're not going to make the money. Maybe they give you a little bit of, here's $1,500, and then they want their money back before here's $15,000. They want their money back before you get a dime. And then they own some of the publishing of your stuff, the IP. What if somebody comes along and they want to make a movie out of it? Why? Because it's an interesting book. Well, you got to go through your publishers, man. Forget that. I ain't doing that. We take control of our own stuff. We now have an opportunity to sell it ourselves. We can sell this as a download, or we could just put the link that sends them right on over to Amazon. That's fine too. But I like to give people a chance to put it, download the PDF, because in the PDF, guess what you're going to have? You're going to have all kind of links that can give you the opportunity to sell more stuff. That's one of the, I guess by now you're seeing it. I know you are. It's been 30 days. I did what I said I was going to do. I promised that I would do 30 days straight, a digital product a day. Now what I've just told you, imagine if you wrote a book a day. You could have won a contest doing that. Although I didn't do it in a contest format, I might the next time. I want to see who can maybe do the most. Maybe I'll do this challenge and I'll put some hundreds or thousands behind it. I don't know. Maybe I will. But this right here has been the 30-day challenge. One more day tomorrow, and then I start charging for this kind of work. And maybe you'll be able to catch something if you're inside one of the communities. That's fine. Or if you're part of the course and I do something on midday, because I'm going to be doing lives all the time now. Look at that. We create. We do not let traditional anything. We're not traditional anymore. We have the abilities to create like crazy. Then the next thing I want to show you is what I decided to do is I decided to create a little tool for you. All right. So look at this free tool that gets you paid. Your step-by-step path from manuscript to first royalty check that comes to you. I'm just saying, right? So I'm creating this. It's not finished yet, but the main thing is that it then gives you a absolute checklist so that you can start putting your stuff together. First things first, do this. First, second things second, do this. Phase 2, position yourself to profit. Load the chamber. All right. I don't know what they're talking about, gun stuff or whatever. Right. Then we talk about setting the price. We're talking about pulling the trigger. There's a lot of stuff that just talks about war and all this kind of stuff, whatever. Right. Scale the deposits. This is the whole idea. Draft to deposit, idea to income. All of this is what's possible for us because we no longer are allowing gatekeepers to get in the way of us producing. Those days are over, everybody. We have the ability. You've got the ability. I've shown you, how you get it from just regular old raw manuscript. Yes, regular old raw manuscript. How you take it from that idea to regular old raw manuscript. Then I've shown you how we then take pieces of the content and start putting it into a specific order. Then I showed you where we're going to literally put it to sell it. You now have the tools. You now have the tips. You now have the tricks and templates to go out there and create like crazy. That's my challenge to you. I'm going to see you on tomorrow because we got one more day in the month and it's a bonus day. And then after that, I'll do my lives, but I may not be free no more.